Hi, and thanks for joining us for another Q&A Friday, a regular series where we chat about issues facing manufacturing companies and the new world of Industry 4.0. I'm Jessica Vodden, a team member here at Mountain Point, and I'm joined by Andrew Reiser, our president and co-founder. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Jess, how are you?
I'm doing great. So today we're going to continue a conversation that we've been having over the past few weeks, where we're breaking down step by step our 10-point guide to managing digital transformation projects. And today we want to talk about the importance of really defining success from the get-go and establishing KPIs and understanding what you want to accomplish as a result of this initiative. So, Andrew, tell me a little bit about why that's important and how you can do that without putting artificial parameters or arbitrary expectations on the project that might be stifling later on.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think that it's hard for most organizations to truly define how to measure back to these KPIs that they're establishing for themselves because, like digital transformation and what we've been talking about, it's kind of all encompassing, and there's organizational KPIs that can be set. So think of that like revenue growth, a reduction in expenditures per year, a growth in the number of quotes that you're generating. So you have kind of these big overarching things that you like to measure as an organization, but then those need to also translate down into the different divisions and organizations. So I think defining success metrics and the KPIs that an organization needs to be measuring often is talked about, but I think that the strategies to translate that down across the organization, a lot of these companies that we work with are missing the boat on it, to where they're either getting super specific or the KPIs that they're putting in place are less around the organization and more around the way that they're trying to influence the behavioral changes of the folks that have responsibilities to roll up into these KPIs, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And I think in one of my favorite quotes, it goes something like, be steadfast in your goals, but flexible in your methods. So when we talk about an agile approach, which we often advocate for in terms of managing change, what does that look like? And making sure that you're achieving what you set out to do, but being agile enough and flexible enough to roll with emerging situations or new information.
I've been thinking about this topic a lot recently, and having two young daughters in school and trying to help them with their homework. And my oldest daughter is now starting to get into more math and science related classes. It's funny thinking about the old scientific based methods that you do, right? Where it's, all right, let's create a hypothesis for ourselves. How do we think that this experiment is going to, what do we anticipate the results being? And then executing on that experiment and kind of seeing if your hypothesis is true or not, and then evolving off of that and looking at the lessons learned. So it's been pretty intriguing kind of going through this drill with my fourth grader and thinking about how that same kind of agile and scientific method and approach also applies in the business world.
Yeah, it's definitely a continuous learning process, right? And it's something that we've talked about in other conversations where you learn and adjust, learn and adjust. Tell me a little bit about the importance of a lot of companies. They know where they want to go, but they don't necessarily know where they are. So tell me a little bit about how to establish that baseline for measurement.
Yeah, I think the key is process and consistency, right? So if you look at any major sporting team, the ultimate vision and the goal, if you take football as an example, is, well, we want to win the Super Bowl. But in order to do that, we've got to win the series of games leading up to that. Then we've got to win the conference championship, and then we've got to ultimately kind of win out into the Super Bowl. And so in the beginning, the mindset is that achievable goal of where they want to be come the end of the season and ultimately winning the championship. But if you listen to the interviews and listen to the coaches and the players, it's all about following the process in the days leading up to that next game. It's never talk about what's going to happen 3 to 6 months from now. It's all talk about what they could do to improve and do differently to achieve better outcomes at that next practice or at that next upcoming game.
Yep. And I think, from my own experience in working with Mountain Point on the marketing side, one of our first KPIs was being able to establish where we are and knowing how far we have to go. So that in and of itself can be an outcome, just having that insight, because so often with legacy systems or legacy processes, one of the reasons that you want to move away from them is because of the lack of transparency or the lack of insight available. And so step one might be just saying, I want to know what our sales conversion rate is. And that can be a goal in and of itself. So any thoughts on setting that as a benchmark?
I think that's 100% accurate. It's more and more common that is the kind of low hanging fruit and kind of first step that we're taking with some of these organizations is measuring what's currently in place. It's shocking how many companies that we talk to that don't have clear insights or analysis of their data to be able to say how many quotes they generate in a given year, a given month, a given week, and the win-loss rate of those quotes and the reason behind a win or a loss. So just something as simple as that, really diving in and looking at that data and creating the baseline is absolutely an important and necessary first step. You got to be able to measure your current processes and data before you can improve on them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, short and sweet this week. I think we've hit on a lot of the main points regarding this. We're going to talk about the importance of establishing accountability and setting expectations for change, which of course is crucial to being able to manage those metrics. So look forward to that. And for those of you out there listening, if you have a question that you'd like us to answer, a topic you want us to address, please let us know. You can hit us up on social media, via email, call us. We're always eager to hear from you. Thank you so much. And thanks again, Andrew.
Thank you, Jess.